Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Yinzer Brothers podcast. I'm TJ. I'm here with my brother Tim, and we are the Yinzer Bros returning to you, the fans.
Bang,
Tim,
bang.
How you doing, Tim?
I'm doing great, man. Doing
You
great.
feel
Ready for football season.
you ready for the new ride? I get right. It's like a new ride at Kennywood. You ready for a new ride?
I'm ready, man. I mean, I'm getting Olympic burned out.
Yeah,
So
Olympics are pretty bad.
I mean, they're not bad. I mean, they give me feels late at night when everybody goes to sleep and I'm downstairs by myself and I see the family reactions. I may tear up here and there. Gives me the feels, but now it's getting old. I mean,
You,
it's football
you know,
season.
you know when the Olympics got old for me. I don't know if you were following any of the men's basketball. A couple days ago, men's basketball was playing like 8 in the morning, and the only way you could see the U.S. men's basketball games if you had that Peacock Plus.
TJ,
And
I have every streaming service known to man. It's one of those things where my credit card goes through. I don't even know that I have streaming services because I forget to cancel them. I haven't watched any of them. I have HBO
I,
Max. I have Peacock. I have Disney Plus. I have. I probably have some Algiers. I have no idea what I have in my house.
well, yeah, I was not willing to pay the extra for Peacock Plus. I think it should be an American right. I don't want to watch, Zimbabwe and China play table tennis. I think an American team's playing like basketball. You should air that just on a network.
It's on. I think it's on tonight at 10:30.
I hope it is
The
because
gold medal is. I'm
I was
not going to
very
watch it.
I was very discouraged. Maybe I'll watch it after we get done. I don't know.
I mean, the,
So
the
you
only
go.
things that I mean, it's just you get some of the feel good stories like I like the swimming and I like the gymnastics.
Those are
Everything
pretty
else,
good.
meh.
Well, but we don't have to put our money or stock into that anymore because Tim, football's back, baby.
I know,
It's
man.
back.
It's been a long, long off
It
season.
has, especially the way we kind of went out. So it's good to see everybody again. We're coming fresh off of the Hall of Fame game where the Steelers beat the Cowboys. It's always good to beat America's team, whatever, 16-3, and it wasn't a juggernaut performance, but it was good. I think we got some more insight into the 2021 Steelers. So I thought it might be nice, from our casual observations, maybe we could break down, maybe some of those guys we thought that did well, maybe the winners,
Hmm.
maybe the losers, and maybe
Yep.
those that, were kind of like miscellaneous. Maybe they took a step forward. I mean, maybe somebody to walk. So Tim, why don't we'll go back and forth. Like, give me your first, who do you think was the first winner of the Cowboy Steelers preseason game?
The punter.
He's a beast.
That's the only that he's a he. If Jordan Berry's on this team, TJ, again, he has to have naked pictures of somebody in that organization. There's just no way.
So what are his stats? What's his size and weight? Do you know?
Who?
The punter. What's his name? Harvin?
I think
Presley
he's.
Harvin?
I mean, I know he's like 265.
How tall is he? Is he like a
I don't
6'4",
care what he
6'5"
is,
guy?
man. When he gets in that white uniform, he is going to look glorious putting that ball.
These are his stats from the game. He had 4 punts, 45.8 yard average, 3 inside the 20. Did you see the dime that he dropped on like the 1-inch line?
TJ, I've never seen Justin Berry I don't know Berry do that in 10 years or how long he's been here. One time, it was incredible. I was like,
Yeah.
This is weird. What's happening?"
Yeah. It may be time to send the Aussie back to Australia.
TJ, he shouldn't even. If he was at that game in Canton, they should have left him there or said, "Hey, here's your ticket. Go back to Australia. And get all locked down. Just be over there. Just leave us alone."
See
Seriously,
you,
I mean,
mate. Yeah,
I don't even. To me, you can only hold so many people, and I'm assuming during training camp, right? Even there's still a limit on size of.
yeah.
He's just taking up space. He's taking up air. Just get him out of here.
Yeah. How awesome is it going to be, when Harvin has his hands around that first ginormous Primanti sandwich? Tell me he's not that's just a license to print money.
TJ, you can't tell me he hasn't had a Primanti sandwich here and there already.
I'm sure he has.
I mean, that dude looks like he's been visiting Eaton Park late night, getting some smiley
The
face
smiley
cookies.
Well, dude, I mean, think about it, man. You're a punter in the NFL, and I mean, you can pretty much eat. I mean, I know you got to work your leg out, stuff like that, but you can eat.
I mean, to a point, TJ. You can't be rolling out there at 300 spins, punting the ball.
Why
I
not?
mean, TJ, come on. I mean, you're in the NFL. If I'm 300 spins, you're going to be pulling something or doing something, or eventually, you got to be able to run off the field. So I mean,
Yeah.
it's.
He's nimble for a for a big guy like that too, and I mean
Yeah.
he's fierce. Usually they throw somebody coming down on kick coverage to take out the punter. Who's gonna take him out? Because did he wasn't he like a lineman or something like that? He
I
went from
think it was a
lineman to
defense.
punter.
I think it was a defensive tackle or something, man. Something
Holy,
crazy.
so there's like nastiness there too. Who do you send to stop that guy?
Mason, send him.
So your first guy is Harvard. That's good. I'm going to go for the obvious. Highsmith, I thought looked. He did exactly what you're supposed to do when you're out there playing against these guys trying to make the team. He looked like he was just at a different level.
He did.
He had that
I
one
agree.
spin move that was just absolutely ridiculous.
I agree.
Well, I tell you what, he looks sharp, and you think of this way too. I mean, he's going to get the other attention. You're going to get Watt's going to get their main guys, and then he's going to get what's on the backside, whatever that is. I tell you what, I'm very pleased with what they did with the outside backers. What did you think of Highsmith's performance?
I thought he looked good. I mean, he did. He looked good, which I was kind of stunned that we didn't see any of Ingram.
Yeah,
I don't know if he's just still coming off injury. I don't know, but they're gonna have a good rotation, man.
they
You
will.
got because I don't think Ingram's no joke, man. He's very good too. So I mean, you're gonna have as long as I don't have to see Marsh on the field, and truthfully, like as that game went on, and I saw Roach and I saw some other guys that they had.
Yeah,
I don't know how Marsh makes this team.
I know. You could be right. Roche looked
The
pretty good
TJ,
actually.
I should be 100% right.
These are Highsmith's stats. He had 15 snaps, 3 tackles, 2 solo, 1 sack, 3 pressures, and 1 QB hit for 15 out there. That's a pretty good day at the office. He looked great. Get
I
him
mean,
out quick.
it's a great day. I mean, he
Yeah,
did. He looked good, man. He looked like he gained like he looks a little bit bigger than he was last year
he
too.
does. He looks like he put on some muscle. He looked like Dwayne the Rock Johnson out there, like he
Yeah.
was in Jumanji or something like that. Okay, give me another winner. Give me another guy you thought was a winner.
I mean, another winner. I thought in his limited snaps, what I saw from him, um, the center, which is
Green.
Green. That dude is athletic as
He
all
is.
get up. I saw him. I don't know if it was a wide receiver screen or a regular screen. I think it was like a wide receiver screen type of deal. Him pull out. He didn't block anybody, but dude, the way he was moving was unbelievable. He looked like a running back. I mean, I think we got something good with him, man.
I saw a couple plays where they were running up the middle, and literally, he was coming off 8 yards down the field, and I just like the nastiness he brings. He's looking over
Mhm.
the guy, pushing him down, getting out of there. You're pushing a dude 8, 9 yards down the field from the center
Mhm.
position. You got my vote. I really,
Yeah.
I was impressed with him. No, I'm with you too. I think he was good. I'm going to throw in there too. Just as far as mine, I liked what Najee did. He didn't do anything spectacular,
Yeah.
but every just little things that he did, every time he finished, he always finished forward, never
Mhm.
finished behind. One guy never brought him down.
Mhm.
You can tell once that line gels a little bit, he gets a little bit of wiggle room. Uh, you know, I miss having a power back. Connor ran hard, but
Yeah.
he wasn't a power back. Um, I thought he was really good. What were your thoughts about him?
He's on a different level than anybody. Like I mean, the last back we had like this was Bell, but I even think seeing some of his even that first run he had, his feet in the hole, they're just so quick.
Yeah.
I don't remember ever seeing something like can stop and jump hop. Like I know Bell did it, but the acceleration Najee has is it's different. It's different than what Bell was.
Yeah.
It just is. Like Bell would skip and jump, but you could tell he would skip and jump and he would have to take a little bit of time to get started again. You get what I'm saying? Najee
Yeah.
skips and jump and he's still at he's still at 90 miles an hour when he's doing that. It's insane. And
He's
I saw and I'll tell you now too, which impressed me even more. Out of anything that he did, that whole entire game wasn't there on there for many plays. The
yeah.
block he picked up on the deep pass to Claypool, that was
Yeah.
him. If he doesn't pick up that blitz, Mason, Mason.
I thought Najee did very well. You know what? He reminds me more and more of. he's got like that little bit of Saquon Barkley in him. He's got the big legs. He got the. He just.
Do,
I like him.
do you? I mean, do you realize he's bigger than his weight? He's bigger than Henry.
I know. I know.
I mean, people don't like he's 240. Henry's not 240,
Yeah, he's going to be a
which
monster.
is it's. I don't think people are kind of. He's going to be some. Oh,
Yeah, he is. Give me another winner. Do you have anybody else you thought, man, this guy rang the bell pretty well?
I mean, Claypool played
He did.
great. But I mean, he should. He's an obvious. Guys that I saw that were kind of jumping off the screen that I was like, oh, I think that there's some dude from I hate to say it from Notre Dame. I think is Jogger.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
actually looked pretty good.
yeah,
But it's tough to. I mean, it's tough with these guys that are just. I mean, you don't know. They're playing against guys like me and you half the
yeah,
time, so I don't know.
yeah. Well, what about that other running back, man? What's his name? Ballage or whatever his name is?
Yeah, I mean, he's a vet. He actually looks like he's not running in quicksand like Samuels or.
Samuels is terrible.
I mean, the dude looks like he's running in water. I was like, this guy, what happened to him? He lost. He looks like me out there running.
He does. He looks bad. Why didn't we see any of the other dude, man? Whatchamacallit? The guy who was carrying the mail last year. Oh shoot, is they?
Snell,
Yeah, where's Snell at?
he was hurt. He got
Was
hurt.
he?
Yeah.
He may get hurt. He may find himself hurt off the team here if he doesn't get on the bus. I know Tomlin really likes him though.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know how many running backs he can hold. I'm assuming they're going to probably keep
Four.
four.
Yeah, just four.
So it's probably going to be between him and Samuels. And dude, Samuels looks like he is just. I mean, I was expect to see him puffing on heaters on the sideline.
He looks so bad. He looks so bad. What did you think of the O line as a whole? I mean, I know we still
I
got we don't
mean,
have like some of the studs still there, but what did you
I mean,
think of how they
a
did?
lot of guys didn't play. I think the young guys played good. I thought that Moore dude played pretty good, the draft pick.
That Moore kid played very well.
I mean, I don't think anybody that's a starter besides potential, but besides the center and some people are saying that Moore may start. Did anybody else that's a starter actually play
No, I don't
on the
think so.
line? I don't think they did. So, I
I
mean, it
like
is what
their.
it is.
They had a different. It looked to me like they had a little bit of a different attitude.
Yes, they look like they want to actually. It looks like if you went to a phone booth with them, they want to punch your lights out, which
Yeah,
you
I
haven't
like
seen
that.
in probably 7, 8 years.
You're right.
The last time I saw a super duper duper fight out of our offensive line, Pouncey was kicking Miles Garrett in the head with a helmet after he.
That's that Lakeland High School
It's
coming
it's
out
like
here,
it's like
man.
after that happened, the toughness just went completely out of the line.
It did. It did. And we had good guys, but you were missing the toughness. And I like what they got now. So let's talk about some of the guys. We'll talk about the QBs all on their thing. I mean, we can talk about some of the guys that struggled when the QB stuff comes up. But let's talk about some of the guys that weren't so hot. Who tops your list of guys that weren't so hot?
It's tough, dude, because I just hate Mason Rudolph. I hate him. I think just his face. I just want to punch it. I mean, but you look at his stats. He didn't play bad. He didn't.
Yeah, but
TJ.
but
I
there's
mean,
there's more than stats though.
I
When you
get what
look
you're
at his
saying.
body language, he should be. If you're the guy, he should be carving up everybody out there.
I don't
He should be
disagree with
carving
you.
everybody up.
I don't disagree with you. But a lot of people to say that Dewey Haskins played him so much better. That dude. At least Mason was playing against some dudes that were
Yeah, but you got to
starter
remember
kid.
this too. But
Dewey's
Mason
going
had
against.
starters. But I mean, Haskins didn't have any starters. He didn't have starting wide receivers. He's throwing with guys like Saxon and these guys. He
I
didn't have
understand.
Claypool. Let me ask you that 45-yard pass. Does anybody on that team but Claypool make that catch? Anybody? He lays out for that. How tall is he? 6'9"? I mean,
I
6'10"? Does anybody make that catch but him?
I
Was the
don't
throw
know.
that good? Was the throw that good?
I mean, it was not great, but it wasn't bad.
And then he
The worst,
misses.
the worst throw I saw, he missed a guy. I think it was James Washington.
He did. Threw right behind him.
I
His
mean,
buddy, college
but
college
but
room or
but to me,
teammate.
Haskins, he's going against bums, dude. He should be. You're a top 15 pick. You should be carving up bums.
Yeah.
You should be. I mean, he was what four or five or for 12 for like 60 yards. I mean, it's not
Yeah.
great.
I mean, part of it, I think, too, is you didn't. I'd say there were a few plays. Well, let's talk real quick about
Yeah.
Rudolph. I thought Rudolph. I think he had an opportunity to take a step forward. Say, guys, I'm the guy. Do you feel like he seized that
No,
opportunity?
no, I don't think the guy's on this roster.
Yeah.
I mean, I just people are, but Haskins, if that's what you're saying is gonna like he looks great like that, dude.
I
You're
don't.
comparing him to Mason, and Mason stinks.
Yeah.
He
I
just has the most punchable face I've ever seen in my
yeah.
life.
I don't think Haskins looked great, but you could see flashes. There were a few things that Haskins did that I was impressed with. There was one play where he actually, he's kind of dancing around the pocket. One, he was more mobile than I thought. He showed me to be a little bit more mobile than I thought he was. I like how he slides in the pocket. He didn't just go out and run. He slid around. There
Mm-hmm.
was one play that he actually, I think he threw it down to maybe his third read. And I thought that was impressive. He does throw a pretty ball. And then one of the best plays I think he had was one, he looked at all the reads. He was kind of shifty, could have
Mm-hmm.
been a sack. He steps to the left, he chucks it out of bounds. I want to see that out of him right now. I want to see maturity. I don't think he tried to force it. I did like the pass he threw when he was flat footed. Did you see that? He was kind
Yeah,
of flat footed. He just throws a pretty ball.
yeah, but I think his yards per pass was like 4 yards.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, dude.
Again, you got.
To me, it's like everything you wanted to hear about this offense is you wanted to hear them taking shots downfield.
Hmm.
I would rather see them take shots downfield in double coverage just to stretch a defense out to see this crap again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just one of
I think
those.
you'll see more of it. I think it's just. I mean, they really had. Well, how many practices did they have in pads and stuff?
I hate to say, out of all the quarterbacks,
Dobbs
Dobbs
looked
impressed
great.
me the most.
He
So I
did.
mean, like I said, Mason is just, dude. I don't know. To me, he's not the dude, and I just feel like they're just. It's almost like they do with like Terrell Edmonds. They can't just admit that they made a mistake and just cut
Yeah.
bait,
Yeah.
which drives me nuts.
Yeah.
There's dudes that are just like that. You're just kind of like everybody else sees it. Why do you got to be so stubborn to kind of say, hey? I mean, they gave this guy $3 million for next year. Just
Yeah.
think about that, TJ. That dude should be making $3 million.
No, he shouldn't.
I
So let me ask
mean,
you. So what do you think? Do you think is there any team? I mean, do you think it'd be out of the realm of possibility? They're only going to keep three quarterbacks. I
hmm,
mean, and that's even a stretch. I mean, they'll put one on the practice squad or whatever. I mean, would it surprise you if they move Rudolph? Maybe trade him. I mean, to somebody, and then they
who's
keep
gonna
Haskins.
who's gonna want that dude?
You know what? There's still somebody that may say, you know what? There's something in him that we may like, that we may need. He's not like the other dude that we had. What was the backup guy, Jones or whatever it was, that was just awful. When we
And
when
he was the backup for like 5 years.
he was, and then he left and went like right to like the XFL or the CFL or something.
I mean, I
It
don't
would
know.
not surprise me.
To me, it's one of those things like quote unquote Dobbs is four right now, but I just like him being in the quarterback room. He's
I
smart.
do too. Yeah,
You know, dude, he's a rocket scientist. You know, you can't tell me him not being in that quarterback room is not helping Ben.
yeah. He throws a good ball too, man. I mean, he's got a cannon. I'll give him that. I love his mobility too. He's very mobile. He gives us a different look. I would not feel bad going into the season having him and Haskins as our two backups.
Put it this way, as you said, I think you're seeing you've seen Mason's ceiling. That's the way I feel. I mean, with Haskins, I think he stinks too, but I don't know. I don't know how much his ceiling is going to be better than Mason in the long run.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if Haskins, I think it's too early to say he's the guy or not. I know he's got raw ability. I know he throws a good ball. You don't know, like you said before, and you always say this, you don't know how he can dissect and digest defenses. But
Mhm.
we don't know yet. You throw him into the Redskins. You talk about an organization that's a dumpster fire. I mean, Rivera is going to do a better job with them,
Yeah.
but I mean, right now, it's a dumpster fire there. Um, I
My
mean, and
my my
really,
my, my only thing that I kind of I get nervous about is say they hit jackpot and he is they somehow Haskins ends up being decent and he's your starter and blah blah blah, blah and you luck out. To me, the thing that I would be very nervous about is this: when he went to Washington, he was a first round draft pick, got all the money, had this big, and he was a knucklehead off the field. He got tore down, come to Pittsburgh here. My biggest thing I get scared about is, say he does go out and play well, is his head going to get that big again? Is he going to turn into a knucklehead again?
He might. He might. I mean,
That's where I get But here's my thing. If that happens, you put the trust in him. That happens, you could be missing out on somebody that you could, one of these veterans that you kind of trade for. Because TJ, I'm sorry, I hate to say it right now. Going into next year, say Ben says I'm done. That team right there, that defense right there, and the weapons they have on offense, they would be a quarterback away from a championship caliber, a good quarterback away from a championship caliber. That's defense gonna be a top 5 defense.
you're right. No, you're
It just
totally right.
is. And now you have probably, I think Najee's gonna be there. You're gonna have one of the best receiving cores in the NFL. I think the
Yeah.
line's gonna get somewhat better because they're getting more experience. You're gonna have a stacked team that, do you want to hand the keys over? Do you want to waste that defense for 3-4 years on Haskins, or do you want to pluck?
But maybe you get an Aaron Rodgers or somebody, because there's
Oh,
I would be shocked if he stays at Green Bay another year. I mean, it's just nuts to me. I mean, I think Green Bay's about ready. They're about ready to part ways with him too. And you're going to get still, I think, 3 or 4 good years out of Aaron Rodgers. I think he's still of that caliber. But we'll see what Ben does. I am. I was impressed with even some of the stuff. I don't know if you were listening last night to some of the stuff Peyton Manning and these guys were saying about Ben. They're. I think, and even Bill Cowher. A lot of people are counting him out. Um, I'd love to see him come back. Maybe, you give somebody, you look at Tom Brady's formula, they gave him a great running back. Well, why can't that happen with Ben too? Ben's 39. He may have another couple years in him to push through some stuff. I don't know. I think as long as he doesn't try to do everything on his own, get him under center, get him a running tag. I saw a stat when Ben has a runner that runs for over 100 yards. He's got like a ridiculous, like 150 victories and like 23 losses. When he doesn't, he's a 500 quarterback. So I think you get him some help, but I'm with you. It would not surprise me to see them move Rudolph. I don't know any teams that are that needing of a quarterback that would say, "Hey, we're going to take a chance on Rudolph." But I know this. I mean, even if you cut him, you clear cap space too. If somebody happens to pick him up, who knows? If they don't, maybe you trade him for something, and at least you dump that that cap thing. Were there any other guys you thought that maybe they took a couple steps back?
couple steps back from what I saw.
What do you think of the inside backers? They didn't impress me at all.
TJ, 41 is going to be a liability this year. He is going to be a liability this year. If that's your two starters, him
What did you think of
and
Gilbert too?
Bush,
Because he didn't look good either.
who?
Ulysses, what's his name? Is it
Oh, he
Gilbert?
stinks, TJ. He stinks too. I like the buddy guy that they drafted was okay, but
Yeah.
TJ, if you're relying on Spillane to beat that dude, he stinks, TJ. He can't cover anybody. He can't. He just can't. He can't. He can't cover. He can't cover. I saw him get beat. I saw him get beat by running backs like he was in
Yeah.
water. He looked like Samuels on defense, but he stuck out worse because he's white.
He's so bad.
I mean,
You know what's going to be his claim to fame when he took Henry down. That's it. And that's the top. He's got there's nothing left up there. He's already hit the pinnacle.
I mean, he's going to be a liability. Like I would seriously think about going and seeing if you can grab Avery. He's still out there.
He's not doing anything. Is there anybody else available besides him? Anybody that's decent?
I don't know, but if you're expecting him to cover people, because I know TJ, I can see it happening right now. And if he's in the game, I can vision it week 1, week 2. They're going to spread the Steelers defense out with 5 wide receivers, and he's going to be covering some dude in the slot. I'm going to be going, they're going to throw it to that guy. TJ, he's going to get targeted 10 times a game, and he may break up a pass a half a time. I don't know.
No, he doesn't look good.
TJ, he looks like he looks like a special teamer playing middle linebacker.
He does. What do you think they're betting on Marcus Allen? What do you think? What's their strategy?
I don't know what the hell their strategy is with it, because TJ, Spillane can't be covering people.
That's true. He's bad. He's a goal line. Maybe it's going to be a rundown guy.
I don't even think he's that, TJ. He blew up Henry, had a couple good games. That dude, TJ, that dude was getting passed around the league like a pack of cigarettes in prison. So it just tells me that he's gonna be a liability, man. I just don't. I
Yeah.
loved him last year because he was just he was just this white dude that just would run his face through the wall. But it gets old. You see him getting burned by guys that are just like, it's all they're gonna do. The NFL is a matchup game.
Yeah.
And I guarantee you, you're going to see him get spread out. And me and you are both going to be looking at the screen going, I can bet $1,000 what's going to happen right now.
I wonder. I mean, bringing Avery Johnson in would be that's a no brainer to me because he already knows the system. He was here for last year. But bring him in.
Bring
He
him
can't
in.
be
I
any
mean,
worse.
I, the
Well, didn't
dude
like
can't cover
Gilbert?
anybody.
Didn't Gilbert like break his back? Does he have like a broken back?
No, no.
I think he
Gilbert?
broke his back last year. That's why he was out
Ulysses?
all year.
Ulysses?
Yeah.
TJ, you say that dude's name. For me to be like, who? That sums
He's so bad.
that sums everything I'm going, dude.
Yeah.
If you're relying on Ulysses Grant or whatever his name is, I thought every time I think you say his name, I'm thinking that he's like a general in the 19 or the 1800 army. I'm like, I don't. If we're talking about that dude, bad
Yeah.
news.
We need some help there. What did you think of Sam the kicker?
That dude, how was he kicking?
So now Boswell's
TJ,
still here.
he wasn't
Is
missing. Like TJ, if you put a blindfold on me and like the cartoons where they put a blindfold on, they're smoking cigarettes or they're walking playing. That's what I think that dude was doing before he went to kick the ball.
so now
He was hitting dudes. He TJ, he kicked one ball. I think it hit like a guy like on the 50-yard line.
it was
It was
bad.
that bad.
So like that we didn't lose Boswell. He's still there, right?
Yeah, Boz is still there. Like
So
TJ,
he's safe. His job's safe.
but this isn't the same dude, the same geeky kid that came in last year that weighed like 110 pounds, was it?
No. They got this is
What
a
happened to
different
that
dude.
kid? That
I
kid can
don't know.
only he was automatic from like 35 to in,
yeah, but you couldn't
but
anything beyond that. He wasn't your guy.
he was terrible. But that dude, I trust him better than this guy.
No, this guy was
I
awful.
mean, this. Why don't they just have the punter kick the field goals?
I think you should. I think you. Hey, you know what's funny too? He held everything
I think the
too.
punter dude should be the backup quarterback too.
Did you see him holding all the stuff? He just looks hysterical back there.
TJ,
He
when
looks
he
like a
gets
ball holding the holding the ball.
TJ, when he gets that white uniform on, he is going to look like the State Puff Marshmallow Man.
It's gonna be tight. It's gonna be
It's going to
tight.
be great, dude.
So, what did you think? We talked about Samuel. Samuel's looked awful.
Oh, I mean, TJ, he looked like Forrest Gump before the braces went off his knees. Just walk.
He looked like us at the Turkey Bowl. He looked terrible.
I mean, dude, he did. Like, I would expect him to like. He was either smoking heaters on the sideline before he went in, or he was hitting the inhaler. One of the two. The guy's like he was just like he looked like he had Corona.
He
Like
did, and
he had it.
he looks too. To me, he looks heavier too, man. He doesn't look like he's in like peak physical condition.
I mean, this dude, yeah, man. I don't know what his deal is, man.
No,
He looks like he's running in quicksand
he does.
because he
So
has
what
cement on his feet.
he does. So what's your take on McFarland? How do you think his day was? He looks bigger to me. He looks like he bulked up a little bit.
TJ, I don't know, man. Like I watch him and I go, this guy's gonna be electric. And every time he touches the ball, he stinks.
That's pretty close to.
I mean, seriously, like all I keep picturing is like every time I see that dude touch it before he touches the ball, I keep thinking like the draft stuff that I saw him in Maryland. I was like, this dude's running like he looks like he's running like a 2.240. And I
Yeah.
see him and he gets the ball and I'm like, is this I was like, this dude looks like he has like, I don't know, chains on his legs or something. Like his shoes are tied together.
I don't know. I can't. I don't know if he had a good day or bad day because I'm expecting great things from him, and it's like, come on, and he just doesn't
Aren't
quite.
you
He just doesn't have it.
you would think by now like he'd have one touch and you'd be like, this dude just bust 150. He's a game breaker. Something to think you like this guy may be a game breaker. But like he catches it and you're like, here comes, and it just like it's 2 yards and he runs out of bounds. What are you
I know
doing?
it's bad. He looks a little more stout, but I can't tell if I like him or not. There were a couple other
I
guys.
don't want him to be stout. I want him to be like a little Kamara scat back where he touches the ball and he's like,
Yeah.
I want to be like Willie Parker where he
Oh
grabs
yeah.
the ball and he has like jets. He's like he has rockets coming out of his feet. This dude is like,
Yeah.
he just, I see him take off and he does one of these and he just runs out of bounds.
And he falls down, or a safety just turns him up, and I'm like, I don't
I'm
get
like,
that.
dude, what is this guy doing, man?
Of course, he might be after Najee kind of beats on people for a while, and then you throw McFarland out there. That may be when he's a little bit
When's he going to see
quicker.
the field?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
I
Najee's
mean,
gonna be
realistic.
he's gonna be the bell cow. He's gonna be the bell cow.
When's he going to see the field? He ain't going to see the field. I mean,
No.
McFarland. I mean, again, I said this before. It's a Maryland dude, and just because Tomlin's kid goes to Maryland, that's why this dude's on the team.
I'll tell you what, I did like that Balaj. He ran hard. He showed me enough. Stick
You
your
know why?
nose in it, go
You
forward.
know what? You know why he looked good?
Hmm.
Because he's been passed around the league 1,000 times. He knows he's on his last leg, so he's running. He's running like a dog that just is like homeless. It sees a bone in the corner with a little bit of meat on it.
Yeah, do it, man, do it. I was hoping to see our tight end, but he hurt his shoulder, I guess. Our Penn State
I
guy.
mean, I've been hearing it been in camp. I mean, everything's saying he's like a monster. People are saying he's good. So I don't know. Maybe he is everything and that I've claimed he wasn't going to be, but we'll see.
What did you think of Raider? That kid Raider made a decent play. He's a big kid. Holy cow!
Who?
The other tight end that they brought in, that
I mean,
Raider kid.
I guess, dude. I mean, they all those dudes, all the rest of the tight ends, they all look like to me. They look like Jesse James. They just do. They all of them do.
I still don't like Gentry. I don't know why. I know he's there
You know
for run
why?
blocking. I just don't
You
like
know
it.
why you don't like Gentry?
Huh.
Because he's 6'10", 190 pounds. That's why you don't like Gentry.
He's not very stout, huh?
No, I don't know how this dude. I don't know how he's on a team either.
I don't know. I'd like to see the other guy. So what are your thoughts
Did
about?
Derek Watt play at all?
I didn't see him play at all. No, I didn't see him unless he was on special
That
teams.
dude, I mean, I love him. He's a Watt. Maybe they signed him just to make sure TJ doesn't leave. But that dude is stealing bags of money from the Steelers.
I think he could be like an H back. Now they said he's supposed to be more involved in the offense, so I don't know. We'll see.
They signed him like a 2-year deal for like $4 million. He's been on the field for like 4 plays.
That's the deal you need, Tim.
He's making $1 million a play.
That's the deal you need. You got to figure out how you got that deal.
No, I've changed my focus from the 4 plays to thinking about trying out for the Olympics. We've talked about this.
Yeah, Tim wants to try out for the Olympic women's team. He believes that he could his testosterone levels could drop low enough that he would probably be able to qualify. Is that true, Tim?
I think I could do some damage. I think I could.
And nothing like
My 2 options would be weightlifting and then getting up to like 3 spins and just being a wrestler and just putting I would hope I would forfeit 95% of my matches. Like I could do like a medal round and I could just hopefully lean on whoever I'm wrestling until the
until
bell
they get
rings.
tired. And
Yeah.
Well, you said maybe shot put too. You might be able to shot put, right?
I think so, man. You give me a couple of years to train, I think I could do some shot putting with the chicks.
But you got that wing. That wing isn't that good anymore.
I know, but I mean, against the girls, I think I could do it. I think I can. I don't know.
I don't know. Hey, you know what I thought was a bright spot for us too was I thought our D backs and our cornerbacks were pretty decent. They weren't too bad. I didn't see.
No.
They had some nice breakups. I'm still watching the whole Lane Pierre thing, seeing who comes out there, but I'm not like oh my gosh, what are we going to do? I think I saw enough there where I think we're going to be okay.
I mean, TJ, they were going against the Danucci. That dude, I don't even know.
He's terrible.
I mean, I know he's a Pittsburgh kid, but that kid stinks, man. I don't know how I mean, he looks like seriously. If you put me out there in the NFL right now, I think that's what I would look like in the pocket.
He's bad. He's really bad.
He looks like the dude playing quarterback during the Turkey Bowl, just runs around and just throws it.
He does. So I mean, it wasn't a bad. So we got to see a peek at what they were. So what do you think? What do you think the Steelers still need? What did you see where you were happy about, and what did you see where you're like, man, maybe we need to, maybe this is a cause for concern. I know we talked about the inside backers.
41. I mean, TJ, that defense is going to be crazy good.
Yeah.
There is two weaknesses in that defense. Let me put it this way, TJ. You think 34 is a liability? 41 is going to be a ginormous liability.
Yeah, yeah,
I mean, you better hope Devin Bush never comes off the field.
yeah, yeah. Hey,
And in passing downs,
he stopped his crazy tweets, didn't he? Is he still tweeting crazy
I
stuff
mean,
like dead cats and stuff?
oh, that dude can't go crazy, man. I mean, that's the last thing we need is that dude going crazy. I'm like, come on, you know. But dude, it's so tough because that first game you're watching and you're like I said, dude, half those dudes you're looking at, I'm going. I mean, I think I could run 4 plays in the Hall of Fame game. I think I can. So it was tough, man. I mean, because you don't have all the pieces. Like I would have loved to see. I would have loved to see the tight ends,
Yeah.
both of them there. Just see that all the offense is different with those tight ends too. Because you have two guys that can catch the ball and do that.
Your guy Ebron being there.
I mean, that dude is. I don't know what he's. I guess he's saving it all up for the regular season.
he said he's been working on his blocking. He realized now blocking has become part of his game.
Did he miss the whole hands thing catching too? I have a feeling that dude is going to have a soul-crushing drop for us next year, and that's when I'm going to be buying a new TV because that dude is going. It's going to be one of those ones where it's going to be an all-time classic where he just rips my heart out and just lifts my heart up to Indiana Jones when the guy was ripping people's hearts
just
out.
Right to the heart.
I feel like he's going to do that and like push my heart up to the sky and just laugh.
Tim living in his fears.
I'm serious. That dude, I can vision it. Like there's stuff I can just vision right now. Like I vision 41, me being like, this dude got to get him a field. You 5 wide, just stretch him out. He's gonna pass to him. And next thing you know, we're like, dude, why did that white slot guy go for eight catches for $150? Because 41 was covering the whole time. I have that in my mind. I also have 85. I mean, like a critical drop to it's one of those drops where like we're gonna have to watch other teams the last week of the year hoping they lose because Ebron dropped that ball to make the playoffs.
I hope you're wrong. Well, here's the reality. If you're going 5 wide, you're not going to see Splain in there. It'll be Marcus Allen. It's not going to be.
Okay, I'm sorry, TJ.
It's not going to
be. You're going 4 wide, and you put that. As soon as I see that running back go in motion, I'm going to be like, here we go.
That's true.
TJ, but here we get. But I thought that last year too, and I'm watching Spillane cover Jarvis Landry. Just getting abused. I'm like, how does this happen?
That's because we didn't have Bush. Bush was out. So if
care.
Bush goes out, we're done.
Why don't you call timeout and put Marcus Allen and say, hey, listen, we got a mismatch timeout.
That's true.
Like if I'm playing hoops and I know I got a mismatch, it's obvious. I'm going to call timeout and just let's get this correct.
That's true. I'm with you. That's true. No, I think. Yeah, he could hurt. I think, you know what? I think one of the wild cards this year is going to be that Freiermuth. I think he's going to get in there, dude. And I think if he gets in there and he is everything that they say he is, it may be tough for Ebron to get on the field. Where's he going to go? What's he going to do?
I think you're going to see a lot of two tight end sets if he's like that. I just hope he can block. I mean, seriously, you gotta be able to block. You're tight end. You got to be able to do something.
Did you hear? I guess Tomlin in camp, he's making like ridiculous catches, and after every catch he goes, "But can you block?" After every catch. Now I heard he had a decent day against. I think it was.
Does he say that? Does he say that to stinking to Edmonds? Can you tackle?
No, I don't think he does. I don't think he does. Okay, now I'm with you. I think we need definitely inside linebackers.
I still think they're going to need some depth at safety.
Yeah,
I do. I mean, one of those safeties go down, dude. I don't know what you're doing. I mean, seriously, who are you putting out there at safety if Mika or Edmonds goes down?
Your guy Edmonds.
I'm serious. Like that's what I was kind of hoping they would sign. That deal Malik Hooker took for Dallas. I don't know how the Steelers didn't. It's barely $1 million. I don't know why you don't swing that deal in for depth. I just didn't make any sense to me. I just go, but safety scares the heck out of me.
Hopefully they got a couple more deals. Hopefully under their. I mean, they got to bring in somebody.
I think. I mean, the receiving core. But here's the other thing too. You got Washington requesting a trade today, which I feel bad for him because I mean, who are you going to sit? The
Nobody.
dude is the dude is to me he's good. I mean, I think he's good. I think he's good. It just sucks that you got three dudes that are just that much better than you in front. I mean, they are.
Yeah,
So to me, it's like, do you trade him, try to get a fourth? Do you try to spin him for
maybe.
a safety, do something? I don't know.
What's his cap hit? Do you know?
He's
He's
making
got,
$1 million. He's his final year. You're going to lose him next year.
yeah. So I mean, hey, you put another $1 million into the till. Somebody, I mean, he's definitely somebody will pick him
I'd
up.
I'd
He's
ship him down to I see what I'd give him. I gave New Orleans a nice little ring down there because they're kind of hurt for receivers because Michael Thomas is, I guess he's not coming back to like week 7.
yeah.
I have a feeling once he's gone, you're going to be going like, dude, we should never get rid of that dude. But it is what it is.
I just think right now he can't get on the field. I think it's like you said, the Steelers don't seem to have any issues, bringing receivers along. I mean, they seem like they're okay.
I get it, but the only thing that gets me nervous is Deontay Johnson seems like he's made of glass, man.
He
I
does.
love
He
the dude.
does.
I think he's very good.
Yeah,
I just scared he's not going to make the whole year. But I've been hearing these dudes that they got these free agent dudes who are just making plays left and right.
they are. Yeah.
So I don't know,
Well,
man.
you got guys that could step up into that in the cloud. Even that kid yesterday, that was it, that Saxon kid or whatever his name was, or whatever,
Oh, I
who
mean,
made
he
that
he had
run
he
there.
had, he, he had one return, and
Who does he remind you of?
oh, stop it, just because he's white, just stop
And
it.
he's
He's not
little
he's
and
not
he's
Edelman.
white.
He's not Edelman. Just
Oh
stop
no,
it.
no, no, no! I'm not saying Edelman. Who does he remind you of? The Steelers had him.
Little and white.
Yeah, Ben's BFF.
Oh, that dude stunk too. Schwitzer.
Yeah.
I don't need none of that in my life, man.
He
I
had that
don't
little
need none
look
of that.
too. He had that little
I don't.
look. I was like,
I don't
oh
need none of that
man,
in my life, man.
jeez.
So I don't know. I mean, I think they're going to be. It's so tough to look at that first game and be like, yeah, they're going to do this and that. But I mean, you'll get more of a. I think it's gonna be one of them teams. I think they're going to start slow and get better as the year go on.
I think you're right. The Bills. Here's my take on the Bills. What's Allen going to do if he continues to progress? That'll be
I don't
great.
know, man. They just paid him $285
They did.
million.
They did. But you know what? I'm just telling you. I mean, he had a great jump from the year before to this last year. But it's not uncommon for guys to take a step back. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what he does. I'm not ready to crown him in the elite of the quarterbacks yet. I'm just not. I mean, I got to see a little bit more of a body of work.
I'm not worried about anybody besides our division. I mean, I just want to
Yeah.
see what happens, you know, in our
Have
division.
you?
It's
Have,
and the one thing that's hilarious, like I saw Baltimore. I was seeing Baltimore if they signed Justin Houston, fans going, Ben's got to see this, you know, 2 times a year. Like he's going around. I think it was when Indy played Pittsburgh and he sacked Ben or something like that. I want to be like, hey, idiots, do you see the tackle that he beat to get that sack?
he's your guy.
It's your starting left tackle.
They're just idiots.
That's what I wanted to be like. That's the starting left tackle who's going to get abused by Justin Houston.
I
I
don't
was
know.
like, you don't think Mr. TJ Watt's foaming at the mouth right now? Like, I'm gonna go, ow, big ow. TJ Watt might
I,
have 7 sacks that game.
you know what's? I mean, again, and this is the great equalizer for defense. We have a lot of front pressure. You could put pressure on like these
TJ,
guys.
TJ, getting Melvin Ingram for $4 million to me is going to be the most underrated move of the NFL season. Getting that dude is very TJ.
He
He's as big
is.
as Bud Dupree. Do you realize that?
Oh yeah, yeah. He's a big
He's
dude.
very good at football,
He,
and I don't.
he is.
He
Did you
and
see
like
Bud's hurt? Did you see?
Bud's Bud. Bye bye Bud. Bud.
They're saying he made it. He's not going to be ready for the start of the season.
I'm just telling you, Melvin Ingram. They may have the best 3 pass rushers in the league.
I think you're right.
Because seeing Highsmith, I was like, this dude, like the spin move, it reminded you like a Freeney. I was like,
He did.
this dude looks. I mean, I was like, he's gonna make steps, and but I mean, you still have Melvin Ingram.
Yeah,
Melvin Ingram he's good at
yeah.
football.
He is. It's going to be great. If
I'm,
we
I'm
just
getting,
had,
I'm getting all the feels of that, dude. All the feels.
if we just get us another inside backer, that'd be great.
I, they're not going to because they're going to trust the guys that they have. It's just the way that they do it. But
Maybe Avery Johnson. I mean, I could see them getting him. They'll get him for nothing. He knows the system. Doesn't hurt. You hedge your bet.
I agree, but I have a feeling they're going to be like, we got Buddy. I can't stand guys named Bud playing, but they got that dude. I mean, he actually looked half decent, but he was going against dudes that are like me and you, so it's like, whatever.
Yeah. So when's the next preseason game? Is that it's not this? It's next weekend, right? When is it?
It's Thursday, I think.
Next Thursday.
This Thursday. I don't know. I don't know. I'm so locked in for just regular season football. It's unbelievable. I
I mean,
just
it'd be interesting to me to see like the next preseason game. It would not surprise me.
It's the Philly game.
Oh, that's right. That's the game that you're not coming to. That's right. You ditched me on that.
TJ, I'm sorry. I'm trying to dodge the COVID crock pot everywhere I'm going right now.
It's okay. So yeah. So it would not surprise me if it would not surprise me if they start Haskins that game.
I think you're going to play Ben.
You think so? You think Ben will get he'll get maybe a series, maybe?
I think you'd probably play him a series that game, and then I'm thinking probably the next game, which would be the Detroit game, the third preseason game, see a half, and then you're not going to see him the final. If it was me, I wouldn't play him at all. Truthfully, I don't need to see Ben. I don't need to see Ben's old rear end out there at all.
That's true.
And I am getting very nervous of seeing Najee out there. I don't want to. From what I'm getting, he wants to get playing time. He wants to get reps in
Yeah.
games. I'd be very nervous about letting him run for more than a series.
I want to see him with some more of the beef up there in the front, some more of the heavy
TJ,
starting beef.
I've seen all I need to see from him. I don't. If he gets hurt, we are in some deep to do. I mean, seriously, dude. If he gets hurt, TJ, we are in some to do.
What did we do without having any type of a? I mean, we didn't have a feature back for a while. I mean, Connor wasn't a feature back. I know he was an All Pro one year, but let's just be real. That was just smoke.
TJ, you saw what happened last year.
Oh yeah,
We'd be throwing the ball 400,000 times. No, we can't,
Oh,
TJ. You can't. You gotta protect him at all costs. Najee needs to be protected at all costs.
it was nice yesterday in the game to see us. I mean, even not just the big runs. Third and one to see us get 3 yards.
I mean,
We missed that from last year.
you could tell that that the emphasis is on running the
Oh
game.
yeah.
It's running the ball, and I think they're going to run it hell or high water.
Hmm.
Because I think what's going to happen is it may not work earlier in the year, but I think as the year goes on, it's going to get better and better and better. It's going to be their identity because they didn't have an
Yeah,
identity last year. I put
you're
this way:
right.
they had an identity last year. They were soft as paper mache.
Yeah, they were bad.
So to me, I think it's like, hey, and I like the demeanor of here. I'm hearing like the defense. Cam Hayward's getting in so many scrum. You don't think he's doing that like on purpose
Yeah,
with
I
those young
love it.
guys? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Just to get them that nasty edge to it, and
yeah,
I like it. You know what I mean? I want that. I would rather that line be less talented and more nasty
yeah.
than whatever. So I don't know. To me, it's like you look at the division. I'm so sick of Cleveland. Like just because of that one game, them thinking that they're going to be just steamrolling people. Nothing would please me more to see the Steelers go in there and blow their doors off twice. Just to be
That
like,
would be
yeah.
great.
If I was before I left that field in Cleveland, if I was Ben, I would take my pants off and poop at the 50-yard line.
I'm with you. I think that's a great idea. That's how you show dominance. You poop or you take a dump right on the field.
I would. I'd take a dump. I'd poop right on the 50-yard line and wipe it with Baker's towel or something.
That'd be great. I think we're going to be okay. I looked at stuff and I felt like I think they addressed all the areas they needed to address. I like the steps that they took. I like their postures. They have a little bit of a nastier posture. The defense will be solid. I liked even Canada. I liked some of his. Again, it's early stuff. They're not going to show you everything, but you can see some of the motion, some of this, some of that. I just like how the line's coming off the ball. I think they're just more aggressive. So I don't know. So I think it's going to be good. Just to remind everybody too, we do have this thing called the Yinzer mailbag. If you got any questions, any thoughts, anything at all that you'd like to ask the Yinzer Bros, that's Tim and I, you can email us at yinzerbros@gmail.com. Again, that's yinzerbros@gmail.com. And if you're lucky enough, we'll read your mail on the pod. Tim, anything else you want to add before we sign off here? We've already had another lengthy podcast, but you know what? The fans want it, so we got to keep the fans happy.
What do they want?
Us, they're getting us, Tim.
I know. I know. Mush wrote us a couple an email. I think it was a while back. It was a while back. I think
What
we were planning on
what
doing the podcast for
what
a
did he
month
write?
now.
What did he write?
Just a couple questions, just camp
What
stuff.
questions?
He was asking, is it bad karma that there was no camp at St. Vincent this year? Which I think they got totally screwed on,
They
truthfully.
did. They did. But you know
Um,
what? I think they'll be fine.
he asked who's on my preseason the list, the preseason list for me. I mean, 34 is been on there. Claypool's on there too because he needs to stop doing the TikToks.
And what about two? Is two on there?
Who?
Two.
Two?
Yeah.
Who's two?
Number
Oh,
two.
two? I don't even think of numbers. When you say his name, he's addressed a stupid face. He's not on the list. I just feel like he's not even good enough. He's not even good enough to be on the list. Marsh is on the list.
I did like that roast.
34 is 1,000% on the list.
Samuels, he's on the list.
Samuels he doesn't even deserve breath to be. He's too slow. He can't make the list.
He can't run the list down.
He goes, "What's your expectations for the O line this year?" I don't know. I don't. I wish I did. I don't know.
They can't be any worse. They finished last in the league. Anything's an improvement. Anything.
I agree.
So how about this question? Do you think Najee, is he 1,000-yard rusher this year?
Yeah, if he doesn't get hurt.
But I mean, will they be that committed to the run? I think he's going to have 1,000 yards.
Yeah, if he doesn't get hurt.
Yeah. Why do you say stuff like that? Don't say stuff like that.
TJ,
his legs are the size of tree trunks. He'll be fine.
TJ, it's the way I just live that way. I'm expecting the shoe to just fall. He also asked how many throws does Ben have left in his arm? Mark, you son of a B. He has a zillion.
He's fine. He'll be fine.
Ben's he's eating grilled chicken wings now.
He is.
He's not having a beer. He's having an iced tea instead.
That's right. He is lean and mean.
He's probably having some veggie straws instead of potato chips.
Probably. He looks great.
He does.
I saw a thing where they said he rehabbed his arm so much last year. He just didn't give anything as much to the cardio. He looks great. Here's my thing. He comes in leaner. His arm's fine. It's those knees. We got to make sure his knees stay.
Yeah, TJ, his knees look like mine. I mean, I saw him walk. I saw him walking around, and I was going, man, he looks. You ever seen Any Given Sunday?
Oh yeah.
The white dude before Willie Beeman. That's the Quaid plate. That's what Ben reminds me of. But I don't think Dewey Haskins is as good as Jamie Foxx. So let's not. That's nice.
I think they'll be fine. I think if he's again, I think you got to get him under center. You give him I mean, we didn't do any play action last year. There was nothing. I think you do some play action, you do some stuff. I think it's going to be. I
will say this, TJ. If I start seeing those jet sweeps and them fumbling those jet sweeps left and right, I'm gonna rip my face off and I don't know what I'm gonna do. I have visions of that too, seeing all this motion and all this crap, and then just fumbling, and just seeing some big fat guy pick the ball up and just run it and just rip my heart out.
Who do you think who do you think was the problem with the fumble last night?
Everything's Mason's fault. TJ, it could have started raining last night. It would have been Mason's fault.
I mean, think about this.
Troy Polamalu getting COVID is Mason's fault.
It probably is. Last year, they knew they didn't have to respect any run at all. You add Najee Harris, that adds a whole new dimension to any defense, what they have to do. If you can run the ball again, that makes Ben more effective too. He can still get the ball to where it needs to go. I mean, he can still read a defense. He can do all that stuff.
I'm just worried about that line keeping him protected. I don't mean, because I saw Mason sometimes, even Dewey, I love calling him Dewey. Just reminds me, he reminds me of? Seriously, like when I look at him and you see him without his helmet on, you know what he looks like?
Who?
You ever see the movie Howard the Duck?
Yeah.
He looks like the duck. He does.
Oh, Tim.
He does. Like every time I see him, I'm like, that's Howard the Duck. But he looked like he was running for his life.
Yeah. Well, he had there were a couple of moments. Now you got to remember Dallas. Their defense stunk last year, but they had some push in the front. And again, we're talking about by the time that Haskins was in there, we weren't talking about our second team liners. We're talking about guys that were vending peanuts in the stands last year. We're talking. I mean, these guys were not that good. He didn't come in till what beginning of the second half or at the end of the first half at the very end.
No, I get you. I got you. I feel what you're saying. So I mean,
I'll tell you what, he's shifty in the pocket. He didn't panic. He'd slide to the right, slide to the left. He was doing an electric slide back there. And he delivers a good ball. Golly.
I mean, it must be showing no fear. He's getting punched by his wife in the face every other weekend.
Dude, he got a tooth knocked out by his lady. That's terrible.
I'm telling you, dude, something doesn't something's gonna happen with Howard the Duck. That's his new name for me. The Duck, Howard the Duck.
Hey, but who better to walk with a troubled young quarterback than a cagey veteran who at one point was a troubled young quarterback?
I don't know what you're talking about. Ben was. I don't know what you're talking about.
Do you remember back in the day when Ben had that thing where his hair on the top was long and he put it right here and it was shaved on the sides? You remember when he did those? That was awful. What a terrible look.
All I remember Ben ever is just walking around in a halo over his head. It's awful.
That was a rough thing. He was bad. Remember even Ben, remember he would do the WWE stuff? He'd show up with the linemen and they'd be jumping in the wrestling rings and stuff.
I don't recall that. I just remember him kissing babies and shaking hands.
So I hope I liked what I listened to something where he was talking about the relationship that he has with Tomlin and with Ben, and he said it's starting to leak out of football, and I think that's good because if that young man could figure out at least how to keep his life together, that would be great. That'd be phenomenal.
I think Ben's just buddying up because of the disdain he has for Mason Rudolph.
He really doesn't like Mason at all.
No. I mean, and the more I see his face, I completely 100% agree with that.
He doesn't like Mason at all. That's funny
Most
to me.
Punchable face in the league.
Yeah, he's not. When he had that helmet off, that's another thing. So if you got an email, send it to us, yinzerbros@gmail.com, and we'll get you on the show. Tim, anything else you'd like to add before we check off on this inaugural 2021 season starting Yinzer Bros podcast?
No, I'm good. I mean, I'm just anticipating. Training day starts tomorrow for the 2024 Summer Olympic Games for me, baby.
You just got to make sure you can get underneath that testosterone level.
That should be the easy part.
You got to stop taking those testosterone supplements. What's the name of that supplement you take?
I don't know, man.
It's got the bull on it. Doesn't it have the bull on it? You get off the Amazon?
No, I switched from the bull to it, and now it has a wolf, a devil wolf.
You'll be like Frank Thomas in those commercials.
I mean, everybody's worried about what's in the COVID vaccine. It's not FDA approved. Half the stuff that I'm taking, especially that stuff.
The FDA doesn't even know where it exists.
They're probably not even giving it to lab rats. They're like, nope.
Well, it should be a good year. Look for Yinzer Brothers podcast. We'll be dropping them at least twice a week when the season gets rolling. I'm TJ. I'm here with my brother Tim, and we are the Yinzer Bros.
Everybody, number one out there.
I almost forgot. It's been a long time. Stay classy, Pittsburgh. We'll see you later.